Listen, man, Rich be calling me. I just be minding my business, man. Listen, man. Look, Rich, you don't understand. See, I be out with my family. I be chilling, man. I just be chilling. So Rich called me or it's telling me to go on one of these membership calls. I don't know what it is, but some just be like you know, your purpose kick in.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
You know what I mean? Your purpose kick in, and you just be like, oh yeah. You be like, damn, I said that. Yeah, I did. You don't even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just strange, man. And listen, shout out to everybody watching Black Magic 363, man. I'm gonna tell you, I called Rich. I was in the grocery store with my wife out here at Pete's doing some grocery shopping yesterday.
Right.
Random brother in the grocery store walk up to me and say, Jew? I turn around. He said, Minister Jew? I said, yeah, who are you? You know how you know, looking like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who are you? He's like, I knew your face. I caught you on Black Magic 363. I said, oh man, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Rich. Like I said, I call Rich. I said, Rich, whatever you're doing is working. These people is catching this show everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah, this is a great service. People everywhere is watching, man. And so that's why it's important for the people that come on here, man, really do y'all due diligence, man, and what you talking about, because people are absorbing.
Right.
So you got to be good shepherds, man. Got to be good shepherds.
Yeah. You got a real love for this, right? For this info and for this the science, and it shows. And I know that it resonates with the people, and that's why the people, they're gonna support you, man. As long as you're doing this, we gonna all support you, man, because your connection and your love for this thing here is it shows, man. It shows. We can feel that motherfucker, man. We feel it. we feel it, Jew.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate everybody, man.
Let's do 2 more questions, because I had the brother on here for an hour and a half. Let's do 2 more, then we're gonna get out of here. Somebody's asking me, can you bring your daughter to the conference? Yes, you can, but she will have to pay for a ticket. There's limited seating, so you will have to pay for. That will be a extra ticket. There's limited seating. We're doing the best with the seating that we have now. We know it's going to be a packed house, so everything's good as long as you pay for the ticket. Let's get to let's see. Let's get to another question. This Warmoon, shout out to Warmoon. Warmoon said, is another name for the camera Moon, the hidden one?
That's a great question. To be honest, I can't answer that. I'm not sure. I haven't heard that before.
Right, that's a new one.
That's a new one for me too.
Wow. Okay, this person wants to know how, and I think Jew alluded to this earlier. How effective is writing affirmations on parchment paper, burning it, or either burying it or letting it go to the wind?
Oh wow, that's a great question right here. So man, we used to really write on parchment paper probably about 10 years ago, when we were like really getting into these sciences and understanding some of these ancient principles. So writing on parchment paper is effective, but writing on any paper is effective. If you feel a strong connection and a sense of mystique because it's parchment, then use it. Because remember what I said, it's all predicated upon how you feel and what you're doing. So if you feel like that parchment is something ancient and it's got a little bit more vigor and kick, then you use that parchment. Now, as far as burning it, now let me tell you. Well, y'all try to make me give all away these techniques tonight. So as far as burning it, remember what scripture says. God is a consuming fire. And they tell you to be imitators of God, right? So keyed low on the physical plane, we should mimic these things, or we should mimic how these elementals work. Because anytime you mimic something, you're doing what? You're rehearsing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're rehearsing, it is synonymous with a question. And when you're asking yourself a question, and it's doing what? Priming you to change your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to make writing it down and then burning it later, you can make that your right as long as you understand that you're associating it with a principle. Don't fall in love with the physical object, the paper itself, right? Or as scripture says, you're worshiping things that have eyes but do not see, and ears but do not hear. You are the true and living. It's you. But you are enacting or mimicking principles in nature to align yourself with that ideal, or to put yourself in position to vibrate with that same principle, so that it shows up in 3D in your immediate space. So, Will, that's a very good question, and I would encourage you to do such.
Indeed. Let's get to the next question. Would you agree that the children's game Dress Up reveals who they may become? Thanks, brothers.
Wow. So it's a thing called in-cloth cognition, where and give you an example of this. And I would say this to answer the sister question. You should begin to encourage your children to wear specific type of clothing in their dress up. You should go buy specific type of clothing for them to play dress up in. And why? Because you can push them in a direction,
right,
that will be beneficial for them. Now, this comes along with some other caveats when you start to get into understanding how to divide the heavens. And I don't even want to get into that whole conversation tonight, because you can kind of get a roadmap of the strengths of your child. But in these studies from in cloth cognition, they show you that when people dressed up with doctor's coats or lawyer attire, they scored higher on their IQ tests and things of the like. So when we start to play dress up, right, we start to do what? Take on the role. We start to play the part. And if we're taking on the role and playing the part, there has to be an adjustment made in our psychology, which is going to be demonstrated in what we do, how we act, what we say, what we think, and ultimately our intellect as well. I never forget, man. I keep mentioning Jewel Program, but she's a master teacher, man. I never forget. I heard her say one time, you should aspire to wear the top of the line fabrics.
Yeah, I heard her say that, yeah.
She said you should want to wear the expensive clothing. She says because it makes you feel like majesty, that you belong, that you're wealthy. And I would say this, in my earliest days, she really helped develop a prosperity mindset, man. You know, even though her message wasn't like full-blown prosperity, but some of the things she said that was correlated with the science was so profound. I was like, man.
Yeah, real empowering. Real empowering.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I introduce you to her at the conference, man. Definitely got to introduce you to Dr. Jewel Program.
Appreciate
it. Definitely. But let's do one more, then we're gonna get out of here. Last question, then we're gonna get out of here. Oh, somebody, this isn't a question, but somebody want to know where's the membership, June?
Okay, so you go to theimaginationguru.com. I'm gonna repeat it. Theimaginationguru.com. And you'll see it there. There'll be a tab at the top that says membership, and you can subscribe and join the membership there. If you go to my YouTube channel, The Imagination Guru, The link is always in the description box in the videos that I have there. If you like the content, man, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Imagination Guru. Go watch those videos. Follow me on Instagram, The Imagination Guru. That's where you can find me. It's a library of content of similar stuff that you've heard tonight and much more.
Right, all right. All right, so last question. So are hexes real? Can a person be hexed? And how does a person stop it? Sorry to ask same question.
That's okay. So I'm gonna say this again. The majority of the time, let me tell you the number one defense line. The number one defense line is what you believe. What do you believe? Do you believe that you're that vulnerable? See, I'm about to question your own self-image of yourself.
Teach, brother.
Do you believe that you're vulnerable? Do you believe that you're weak enough on a mental plane, on a psychological plane, to be attacked by somebody? That's how you view yourself? Because I'm gonna tell you something about quote unquote energy. And this is the number one way to keep quote unquote bad energy away from you. Just make sure you would never do it to anybody else.
Woo.
Because see, I'm gonna tell you something. In the mail business, they write on the letters RTS. That means return to sender. That means whoever sent it out to whatever individual, that person don't reside there. So they have to get that mail piece back. And let me tell you, if you don't have that similar energy that resonates, that would do such a vile thing to a person, guess what's going to happen? Because the energy has to have a landing spot.
Yeah.
It's going to go back to the sender. So you just keep yourself tidy white. And if you feel away, envision yourself surrounded by white light, gold light. You see? Because see, listen, I showed that study before. Maybe I did on Rich Channel about the man who thought he was voodoo. The wife took him to the doctor. Man thought he was voodoo. Wife said, look, he been going to see this witch doctor, voodoo man. Voodoo man say, man got entities in his stomach. So the man go to the hospital, Rich. They can't find no signs or nothing wrong with him. And hook him up to all these machines. They can't understand. Why is he losing weight? What's going on? Then the wife had to confess to the doctor what the husband had been partaking in. So the doctor came up with a plan. He went and bought a lizard and came back and made it seem like he went and talked to the voodoo man. And he said, look, he gave him a pill that would make him vomit. So he went and took the lizard and had smaller lizard, put it in the palm of his hand and stuck the lizard down in the bag while the man was vomiting in the bag.
Yeah.
So when the doctor come up with the lizard, the patient think, oh, there goes the entity that was in my gut. All of a sudden, the patient start to gain weight back.
Damn.
So what does that study? That was a real life case study.
Yeah.
So what does that tell us? It was the man's belief.
Right.
Be mindful, people.
Yeah. Vibrate on that frequency, y'all. And like Ju said, return to sender. Return to sender. Don't get involved in no arguments with them or anybody. That'll lower your frequency, man. Just stay on that frequency, y'all. Stay on that frequency. You know what's one thing that'll throw me off that I've been noticed you, so I can't participate in it because it kind of messes up my vibe. Gossip, Ju. Can't that gossip shit really.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like Superman, and if I get involved in gossiping after the conversation, I'm just like, yeah, I don't like that feeling. Yeah, the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, you know the heebie-jeebies, man. So yeah, I try to not. Drew, give them that website one more time.
Appreciate that, Rich.
Yeah, give them that website. A
It's
lot of people
the
in the chat
oh,
said they members. A lot of people in the chat were saying they members, so that's dope. That's dope.
I appreciate all my ambassadors of the light coming through, man. I appreciate
Oh
y'all.
yeah.
So look, visit the site, theimaginationguru.com. Click on the membership tab. It'll take you through the portal. Sign up tonight, tomorrow, whenever you get a chance. It's always open. You get a welcome email from us giving you the dates where you get all these different techniques. I think I got over 30 techniques now. We got a timeline laid out. You get a schedule for the month. You know what days we coming on. Everything's always recorded. If you miss it live, it goes out the next day in the recording. You can watch the playback. Once you get it, it's yours to have forever. There's no timeline on how long you got to stay in or get out. You may come in for 6 months, you may come in for 3, you may come in for a year. That's totally up to you. But yeah, man, so you get a whole layout of what's going on when you sign up. And that's pretty much it. Again, follow me on Instagram, The Imagination Guru. And if you like the content, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, The Imagination Guru, man. I try to come on once a week on Wednesdays and drop some heat for the people. But I think this one right here gonna have to rock and roll for this week.
Somebody asked they said you should bring your books. You got books, Drew?
I do have books. I've authored actually 3 books, co-authored 1, and then penned 2 myself. So maybe I'll bring some books down there, maybe sell them as a bundle. Imagination at Work and Hip Hop Laws of Attraction. I can bring those. I bring some down there. If people are interested, I'll bring a few of them with me down there.
And whatever you bring down there, you're gonna sell out. I guarantee that. Guarantee that, brother. So yeah, man, but powerful, amazing. The thing about let me just say this real quick before we get out of here, family. A lot of times I don't like for some reason. I remember Bobby Hammond said this one time. For some reason, I don't watch replay my shows back. For some reason, I don't like to hear myself talk. So I won't watch my own show because when I see myself on camera, I start just criticizing or just thinking about I don't know, something about seeing yourself on camera. So I don't watch all my shows. I just whatever happens during the show, I just wanted to go out there into the universe. But one thing about Jew shows, I be having to play these shows back. Because what he talks about, I really need it. I don't need to know it just on an intellectual level. I need that to be embedded in the core of my DNA. So I played Jew shows back. That's what I'm saying, y'all. So what we was talking earlier about getting involved in your affirmations and getting your body. Yo, Jew, let me just say this real quick, man. I see I'm having such a good time on the show. I had something called the 7 sacred prayers, and it was basically like saying positive prayers, showing people how to tap into your inner divinity. Yo, I invited a lot, about seven different people. One of the people that came through was Billy Carson. This dude started saying his prayer, Jew. He got so involved in it. This nigga was sweating like he played a full court game of basketball. I mean, I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga, I'm talking about just sweating, and he's like, I command the power. And he just starts sweating on. I'm like, damn, bro, you all right? Like, right. Yo, he knows how to get into it, bro.
Right.
I mean, his whole physiology, his body sweat all. I'm like, wow, yo, this dude taps into his power for real, man.
He was going hard.
Yeah, man. But y'all gotta tap into the feeling of what y'all saying. Drew talked about it a lot. Feeling is a secret. Study Neville Goddard. We talked about that. So that feeling aspect is very important, y'all. Very important. Yeah, somebody said he was cooking. Yeah, Billy started crying and shit, all types of shit.
Yeah, man.
All types. He went in, sweating, crying, all types of shit, man. So shout out to those who know how to tap into this magic. We're learning day by day. Don't get worried if you don't, if you feel lost. That's what brothers like Minister Jew is here for, and amongst other teachers. But I'm gonna tell you something, the way Minister Jew approaches this thing from 8 to 80, y'all can tap into his science. You can bring an 8-year-old, you can bring an 80-year-old, from 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. All of y'all tap into this here.
I done had some people come over from this show, and this is no exaggeration.
Yeah.
80-year-old woman from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Beautiful. Wow.
79-year-old woman from Alabama.
Uh,
And you know what they asked me?
what?
They said, Minister Jew, where were you 40 years ago?
Damn, man.
And I said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I wasn't born yet. This is what's happening out here. People are finally coming into this realization of what this thing really is.
Yeah.
And they just here for the wisdom. They're so excited that, like, man, for 40 years they were being taught it this way to no avail.